everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Highlights and Insights, and we will bring back 6 interviews from Coach Connect, Who of the Hour, and we'll bring the spotlight to the highlights of our conversation with the featured change agent. I am Coach Sean, and I'll be one of your hosts tonight.
So, for those of you joining us for the first time, we are certified life coaches from the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs. And we're running a series of Coach Connect Who of the Hour as our community service to our coaches in the tribe. It is through the platform of online coaching, of online connection, and I am Coach Dean, and I am excited to be part of this edition of Highlights and Insights.
The Who of the Hour is an initiative to know what is the present situation of the change agent, how is the coach responding, and the outcome presently experienced based on the said response. To echo what Master Coach A said, it is impossible to control every situation and its outcome, but it is possible to control your attitude and how you respond to it. I am Coach Rizel, and I'm privileged to learn from the highlights of featured stories for tonight and earn wisdom from the insights of our fellow coaches over the historical COVID 19 global pandemic.
Yeah, and we encourage everyone to participate and share your takeaways from the highlights and or your action items from the insights that you will gain as we roll back the stream of the interview.
So be part of the history, comment, share, and circulate in your groups and pages this video, and let's help bring inspiration and motivation to many.
Yes, and for those who are watching with us and in need of coaching service, we offer 24/7 coaching on demand service. Just give us a call through 0917-586-1661. All right, so let's proceed with our first video under highlights and insights. This first video is coming from no other than the founder and CEO of our beloved Master Coach Lakendra of the Institute,
The Global
the
Institute
Global
Institute
Institute
of
of
Coaches
Coaches
and
and
Entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs. And so here is the first clip.
Clip.
Yes. Master Coach, Coach A is asking, what is the situation of our change agents in the U.S.?
Right now, just really trying to keep our change agents in a space of leadership. Really, really charging them to posture up in a posture of leadership. So they are being vigilant right now. They are all of the change agents right now are conducting 3-part series that we're calling Leading with Love, maximizing the heart of our community. So we will actually start our series today. We'll be posting a video every day of change agents just spreading inspiration. So right now, our change agents are doing a magnificent job, just as you are doing there. And I'm so proud of everyone. I'm so proud of everyone. Really, it's almost like, in any other profession you go into, there's an oath, right? And so we have an oath to our communities, and so everybody is really posturing up and taking on that oath and being great leaders, being great change agents, and being the light, which is what we talk about. When you come through certification, being the heartbeat of our communities, the heartbeat of our households, and in our own lives, and we're seeing it like it's manifesting right now. And those change agents who have been so afraid to come on social media, they're seeing right now why social media is so beautiful and so important in this time that we're facing in our country. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited, Master Coach A. They're doing a magnificent job.
Um, all right, thank you, Master Coach Lakendra Smalley. And I think that's the beauty of it, right? Really, the focus right now for the change agent is to be a beacon of light to everyone. And for those who's currently using social media or Facebook, ano nga yun, dun, the question really is what kind of information are you posting Is it something that would be of value to other people? And it's something that would be able to help them rather than strike fear, strike anxiety. And that's the beauty of a change agent right now is how can we maximize our capabilities, our profession as life coach to be able to help other people who are in need. Di ba, Coach Lee?
Yeah, I like the thoughts of coming from the space of leadership. Because when we talk of leaders, it's more of being in authority. So in this time, parang with COVID-19, we need to be leaders to really serve on the people. Kahit sa community lang natin. Kasi nga, it's more of being able to share something beautiful in the community instead of feeding negativity. Kasi ang dami pong lumalabas na na news na it's sometimes sows fear in the heart of the readers kasi masyadong like the numbers increasing and all. So how would you help in addressing the fear that the people receive through reading that?
Mm. Yung ano naman, yung pinaka insight ko nung narinig ko yung heart ni Master Coach Lakendra, yung beauty na even if we are miles apart, they are also experiencing the same thing that we are experiencing.
Yes.
So it's more of a shared human experience, no? Hindi yung isolated case. That's why Master Coach Lakendra, during that interview, was really rallying for change agents to charge, to take charge in leading with love. So yun, ang nakita ko doon, we are not alone. And
Yeah.
even them, they're undergoing the same thing
The same situation.
and the same situation. And so by knowing that, we we are not alone in this, but we are together facing this kind of battle.
And sometimes, di ba, naisip nila, bakit parang kami na lang lagi natatama nangyayari sa amin to? But everyone is really affected. Even the US is also affected. And for that, we'll give a moment to say hello to Master Coach Jasmine, who's watching.
Hello,
Thank
Master
you.
Coach.
Hi,
Master
Master
Coach
Coach.
Jasmine, thank you for watching us. And really, the thing there is to take advantage of what social media can do right now. And really, we are in the position of influence.
Yeah.
You don't, sabi mo nga ni Coach Tin, you don't need to be a leader in the corporate perspective. You are already a leader in your own little way. You just don't know because you feel that no one is following you. Pero madami kasi kahit isa dalawa lang, you're already a leader. And that's the thing that we need to really pause and think about. Okay, are we sharing something that of value to other people? Diba? Beautiful. Okay, and ayan, si Master Coach A is also watching. Hello, Master
Hello,
Coach A.
Master
Thanks
Coach
for
A.
watching. And we'll share to you another video from our video clip from our Master Coach Lakendra and share to you what her highlights are for the Who of the Hour.
You have caught that fever where you feel like your head is about to explode, and as long as because we are considered an essential company because we do deal with mental health, so that's another beautiful thing that our coaches can still come because of that, because we do have that platform underneath our umbrella. So we have that component, and then we have other people who really don't know. I live in a complex where I don't live in a home, so I live in a complex where there's numerous of neighbors, and just trying to congregate out in the hallway just to make sure that everybody is okay. And people really don't know what to do. You have situations where people have their children now full time, and that's post traumatic stress within itself, right? It's like my kids are at home all day. What do I do with them? So I'm so excited that we have educators that are also certified life coaches, and we'll be doing an educator series running even through our Leading with Love COVID-19 mini series that we'll be hosting on our main page. But just giving our communities, some hope and some resources of just
Mm.
how now to live in your home,
Yeah,
right?
true.
It's a new way of
Yeah.
life. Yeah, a lot of us haven't even um, taken in consideration that our homes were really created as our place of refuge, as our place of safe haven, because we just come in and sleep here, eat here. Some of us don't even eat in our homes; we eat out, right? So it's just a place of shelter, and then we leave out. So now transforming and transcending that into something really beautiful, and we get to educate and teach others about how to do that.
Yeah, and that's um, how is your home? How are you looking at your home today?
How am I looking at our home today? It's more of sabi nga ni Master Coach Kendra, it's not about being physically home kasi everywhere we can create a home because as change agent, home is where our heart is. So even if it's in the hallway, if you meet someone, or even if like you're going to go to the grocery and you meet someone that you feel really needs something to enlighten or give him hope, you can just say a few words to make that person feel better. So home is not about physically being in your house, being with your family, but home is being able to make a person feel that even if he is or she is outside of his or her home, she still has a home in that certain moment. That's what I captured from Master Coach Kendra.
Yung isa sa mga highlight niya doon, kasi daw, parang we are not used to being at home. yung, yung isa yung highlight, just like home is like, for the past, it depends sa context niya, pero yung paano niya kinapture yun, it's more like, you just go home to sleep. So home becomes a shelter more than a home or refuge.
So,
So now people are like, so what? Like parents are staying with their children,
yeah.
and wives are, are staying with their husbands for like the longest time. No, kasi walang choice. They are stuck in one place. Now, sabi niya doon, it's challenging. It's really challenging how to transcend. Yung term is how to
Yeah.
transcend yung shelter, like to a home that is called a refuge.
Oo, kasi ano ba talagang, when you say a refuge kasi is somewhere that you can really just recharge.
Yeah,
Be safe,
be safe.
recharge.
Mhm.
Hindi yung when you go home, alam mo yun, stress ka na sa office. When you arrive home, your stress just increases. And it shouldn't be that way. I mean, a home, the concept of a home is really to be able to chill, wine, and be energized up until such time that you're ready to go out and you're ready to face the world again.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it made me think, no, fellow coaches and people who are watching right now, what how's home right now? Like after so many days of being, shall we say, being in one place together,
mm,
what is the picture of home right now? And in what way we can be able to support you if in case there's like pardon me for the word, if in case there's like chaos at home right now, or you can simply not being able to manage your children or your spouses, manage your
oh yes,
spouses.
yes. Oh,
Manage
you
your
also need to
spouses,
manage your
yeah.
spouse.
Okay, so yun yung message namin for tonight. So how's home? How's home right now? Like from the context of being a shelter, like you just go home to sleep, to eat, and then go back to work, and that if that is the kind of life you've been living for the past years, how are you today? How's home going on today?
Is that something that you want, or is that something that you want to do? I think that's beautiful.
Is there something that you can do about it to really transcend your home into a place of refuge? So, hi, Coach Jeanette Collier. Good morning from Dallas, USA.
Morning!
Hello, Coach
Jeanette.
Candy and Coach Lacey. And
Hello.
yun nga, sabi ni Master Coach, transcending your home to a place of refuge.
Yeah, beautiful. That's the beautiful thing about what's happening right now is you really need just to go back to the basic of what a home is.
Sa bahay niyo ngayon, Coach Sean and Coach Team, may malaki bang difference? Or,
Wala eh.
so but it is a refuge
It is
right now.
refuge. I think
It's a refuge.
that's a beautiful question. I think the beautiful thing about it when we got certified as a life coach 2 years ago is we started really transitioning what a home should be. Kasi ang nangyayari before, it's all about noises. And alam mo yun, ayoko kausapin ng anak mo. Kami mag-asawa, minsan ayaw namin mag-usap because of the hustle and
Wala ko
bustle
siyang
of work.
kausap.
And after the certification, that really shifted the way we see our home to become a place of refuge na you can just, alam mo yun, makapag-recharge ka. Kasi dati hindi ako naniniwala dun sa energy, a transference of energy. But when I got certified as a life coach, na-realize ko na, yun nga, you transfer what energy that you have. And kung hindi aligned yung energy nyo, magbabanggaan at magbabanggaan kayo. And I think Coach Tin has the same experience.
So, my experience ko.
Na maging magandang at magaling na asawa na ako.
Okay, laglagan na to.
Nilalaglag ako. Babawi ako mamaya.
Okay.
And that's it, Coach Tin, di ba? After the certification, if you want to share to them, ano ba yung nangyari dun sa change sa bahay?
Well, it was a journey. Hindi naman kasi once you get certified, they automatically change. You will have to really, journey with yourself. Kasi it's more of awareness first of you. Imposible talaga na hindi mo papansinin yung sarili mo at mapapansin mo lang yung ibang tao. Then it's not life coaching pag hindi mo nakilala yung sarili. So it's really more of knowing yourself, and then once you know yourself, it might be painful at times, and it really is because you have to face yourself. You will see that at times you are a monster. May ganun eh. Pero uy, at times lang grabe siya sa akin. Sabi ko na kasi, hindi ka alam kung dapat pa ba pag-asawa sa emotionally.
Ako po ay isang witness.
So yun, parang you really have to journey within yourself for you to be able to really show the true you, and then because whatever energy you have, you will transmit it out. And that is what's the energy that's gonna be captured by immediately the people around you, like your family. So, like in this case of the COVID-19, if I think I am not a life coach, it would be a little difficult for me to handle this.
Yeah.
I might be fearful. So, yun din yung mararamdaman ng mga kids. But with what we have, wala, hindi siya ganon. So, nakikita lang nila, okay lang, there's nothing to worry about, everything is okay.
Yeah. Sa end ko naman, since I'm far from my biological family, no? So home is actually something subjective. So kung saan ako na space, yun yung magiging home. Ha? Yun yung magiging home ko. So for those people right now who are far away from their biological family, or you find yourself stuck all by yourself, the question is, with the current space that you have, what is or how is the condition right now? Yung focus ng natin ngayon insights is more of transcending the shelter na tinatawag natin, where we just like go home to sleep, or yung space na yun is just for when you go home, you just eat and then you go back to kung saan ka nag-work. So right now, what is your present condition with the current space that you have, and how do you want to manage it to feel or to experience yung tinatawag nating transcending a shelter to a place called a home of refuge? Kasi indeed, this kind of transition has a big impact to you, because this is something that is not what you are accustomed to do. But this is the present situation. This is the reality right now. So yung tanong is, what are you doing to transcend, or to term ng transcend,
Transform the home.
transform
Yeah.
or to have that kind of experience that your space, which is a shelter in dati, is something that you can call a home of your
Thank
refuge.
you. Okay, sige. We will
The
hear
next
and listen to
highlight.
the next video, the next highlight, the next clip. Your children and so on. How do you currently manage that, coach, for those people
You
that
know,
reach out to you?
just being present, being present. It's something that I learned years ago from my master coach. And he said the greatest leaders are the leaders who will show up for their community. So if you are present, if you are present, if you are present,
Okay.
So the greatest leader.
But again,
Oh,
what is it you show as an extension, really, as a greatest leader to the community? Paano ba yun?
kasi you show up,
through
sabi ni Miss
the certification has master coach's personal cell phone number. So just for them to be able to call, because I'm just one person. So this beautiful thing is that you all are extensions of me and Master Coach A.
Mm-hmm.
So if me and Master Coach A show up for you, then the extension of that is you showing up for your families, and the extension of that is your family showing up for their friends, and it'll just keep extending out because that's what energy does, right? And so my posture right now is each one teach one. So as I am communicating with people, even people who are not coaches and are coming into my inbox and are asking me for um how to get just a guideline, and I'm then saying, hey, now that I've spent this 20 minutes with you or this 15 minutes with you, I want you to now take what I've given you and transfer it out to someone else. So right now, um, how I am showing up is having everybody else to show up with me, right? Everybody that's
Yun talaga, no? In our community to show up and really just share what's happening and update. Alam mo yun, be someone that can influence, really help other people.
Yeah.
Coach Steve.
It's more of really showing up what you have, showing the positivity. It's not really about what you can do, but how you can influence. Because in a certain community, you already have that, like your Facebook page, you already have your followers, so you can already influence. That is where you can use your skills to lead.
So, yun talaga yung next done.
Mhm.
Okay. Sige, let's play the next clip.
you to show up. I want you to have the posture of leadership. This is a time where we are all leaders, right? We're all leaders in a sense. And this is the time where our introverted and our extroverted can come together and say, hey, what are your skills? Here are my skills. Let's bring them together and let's set them out into the world so everybody can have a sense of community, can have a sense of fellowship, and just have a sense of presence, right? We now can recognize that we're here. I mean, for you to be able to go over and knock on your neighbor's door and leave them a note, just a simple note, is so profound. Because no, you don't have to speak with them, but just to let them know, hey, I know that you're in your home. I'm just a house or a door away from you. If you need some sugar, like here's my cell phone number. I can get you a cup of sugar, or a cup of flour out on the floor, on the porch or whatever, some eggs. Like us just really showing up and being leaders in our communities is how we are dealing with this here. Because if you talk to me, that's the first thing I'm going to ask. Like, what are you doing in your community to be better? What are you doing in your community to be that flashlight? So somebody that's in darkness can just see your flashlight from the window and know that there's hope out there. And so that's what we all should be doing.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Coach Reese?
How are you showing up?
Mm.
How are you showing up now? So it's more of what are you doing for yourself and for your community?
I think yun yung the biggest one, no? Especially if you're locked, if you're in community quarantine, nandun ka na sa bahay, what are you doing? At least to be able to help your neighbor, di ba? Or if you're really in a situation where you can't go out, at least in social media, what can you do? What can you do to bring some hope For those people that are not really full of fear and anxiety that all of the things that they're doing is a lot of negative things, I think one of the things that you can do is just call them, just ask them how are they. Diba? They can use the WHO, and just have that real and authentic conversation with them. Okay, let's play the next clip.
It's just a clear voice of God. Like I've clearly heard him unlike ever before because I'm so intentional about being the right type of leader in this space, right? Because right now, so much is happening in the world where people are even being taken advantage of in this
Yeah.
crisis. So I don't want to be that person. So I am asking God to guide me, to clearly order my steps. So whatever I do, people know that, oh, okay, what Lakendra is doing, God has ordered her to do it. If God didn't order me to do it, I'm not going to do it. So my greatest gift has been a true, clear voice of God's heart, and also just strengthening my family. Like my husband is stuck in the house with me. You know, to be stuck to be stuck in a house with a person who's constantly, on the phone and emailing and on the computer, and now me having to say, I have a plus one in my household and my two dogs that are here who get to spend that intimate time with me is so profound. And I would hope that everybody take advantage of this isolation with your family because it's going to heal you. And this is what God gave me. God said that families will be healed, broken families will be healed. Um, Children that are disconnected with their parents, those relationships will be mended. Um, those who are disconnected from their siblings and from their fathers and from their mothers who are still here on this earth, those relationships will be mended. So this has been, and I talked about it on one of my lives, this has been one of the most profound, pandemics that probably ever has happened in history because we have been so disconnected for so long, and now we are forced to just get it together.
Yeah.
That's really the thing, no, about ano, the way that the message is conveyed is really how do we see these things right now? No? How is life coming to us, and how is this transforming who we are? Yun nga, the healing of who we are and the cure of where we're at right now, and what's the thing that's needs to happen. Di ba, Coach Dean?
It's more of really giving out a message that is from the heart. Do not think that you don't have a voice. You always have a voice to show to let other people know and let them feel na you're there.
Yeah.
It's not about saying a lot of things, but it's about how you convey that message.
Okay, let's go on to the next clip.
And
Yeah.
so that's where we come in at. That's where we come in at, to be that silent voice, that voice of the unconscious mind. To hopefully someone is hearing this, across the airwaves, regardless of when we do our videos and what we are talking about. We have to be very intentional about the messages now that we put out on social media because it can be picked up by anybody that is not in this light of a space that we're in. They're still sitting in this darkness. So I do want to charge everybody, be on social media for a purpose now. And I know that we still need our entertainment, and we have a lot of entertaining videos and memes that are surfacing, right? And it's so easy for us to get caught up in that. But it's even more easy or easier for us to
Mm.
get caught up in the beauty of the heart. And so if we have, you know, a dozen change agents being very persistent, just as you are. Like every hour you're on here, and it's so amazing. So if we have all change agents to come together and just be so persistent and consistent and intentional about the messages that they put out,
Mhm.
I know that they're going to get into the homes of those that are still filled with darkness, because it's what God has called. He told me
Mhm.
clearly in my head, Lakendra, when you go before the people, go with a message of the heart. And so that's what we have to continue to do every time we're on here, to come out with the message of the heart, because it's the light, it's for the people who are in the dark.
The message of the heart. So everyone has a story to tell. And you have your story to tell. So yun yung encouragement ni Master Coach Lakendra. Wherever you are, and if you have the platform, speak up and really share your story because you have a story to tell.
Yeah. And yun talaga eh. Share your story. I mean, everyone would appreciate that and will really get the value out of it. Feeling mo lang wala, but a lot of people will be able to connect with you if you continue share. Be open. Give someone some light. You'll never know that if you were that person giving that light, then that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Okay, let's play the next clip.
Yeah, I mean, I just stated it. I want all of us to rise up.
Okay.
I want your I want your spine to be so straight during this time, right? No slumping over. A beautiful posture of authority is what is needed right now. All of us who have sat back behind the cameras, in the shadows, who has said, I don't have a voice. I don't have anything to give. My skill set isn't strong enough. Right now, I want you to posture up, even if it's just sharing your story, your survival story, your surrender story is beauty within itself, to save somebody else's life who is stuck in their household and do not understand what's going on, do not understand that they even have a choice to survive. So we're in a critical time where our life coaches can truly transcend their stories into a triumphant space, right? So when we come out of this space, you're even more stronger and you're really ready to take charge. And that's what Master Coach A and I know that we're so in tune, because I
Mhm.
didn't even know that this was happening. It was so funny. I didn't know that the who of the hour was happening, and here I am, setting up, for our change agents to come on daily just to do these series. And so I know that we're in tune and that we are aligned with each other, where we are projecting the same words. It is time.
Yeah. Really, just emphasizing what we shared a while ago, no? Focusing on really the message that we will give and be the light, be a beacon of light to the people. Di ba, Coach Dean?
It's really more of being able to share your story or anyone's story and letting them see the survival point of this. Because whatever story you have, as long as you survive that story, it's your triumphant space. Parang it is more of you sharing what you have so that others may learn.
Yeah. And others may live too. Yeah. Diba? And sabi ni Coach Ace,
Straighten.
the spine and with beautiful posture. Kaya yun talaga, yun ang kailangan. Straighten the spine with beautiful posture so that people can appreciate and really see the beauty of you. Okay, let's play the next clip.
I want you just to show up, and I want and not it's not about perfection. It's just about the heart. And we all know that the heart is perfect, right? So you don't have
Mhm.
to right now, I don't have on any makeup, right? It was like, Master Coach, can you get on? And I'm like, oh
You look
well, I
beautiful,
want to
Master
pray.
Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, no need
Thank
for
you.
makeup.
Thank you.
Yeah, really taking charge of who you are and what you can do. Kumbaga kung meron ka man, it's something that you have, and really show it, really share it to everyone. And that's something that is so beautiful. Okay, next clip, please.
Take action in your life. It is
Yeah.
time now to truly live in the now and to activate your intelligence. We are all so intelligent. I hate when I see a child that says, I'm not smart. Where did you
Yeah.
get that from? Right? So for me who have been in this arena since I was 17 years old, right? And so people ask me, how do I get the mindset I have? Well, I've been knowing what I wanted to do since I was 17 years old. So I've been in this arena for a long time to see it in young children all the way up until adults now. We
Mm.
all have a struggle. We all have a struggle of self esteem, of self worth. This is the time now where you can spend time developing yourself into
Yeah.
a worthiness, into a space where now your children will look at you as their role models.
Yes.
Now, where your spouse will look at you and be proud that you chose her, that you chose him. Where your neighbor will now be proud that you are their neighbor. This is the space where now we should be taking action of developing a better human being.
Wow.
How to develop a better human being at this time of the situation, right? Yun nga, we really need to just stand up and be proud of who we are and what we're becoming. I mean, too often people see the bad side of it. Pero di ba, this one is really molding us and being a better person. We're able to be more resilient after this and in any future instance. We're going to be more adaptable to those kinds of situations. And I think that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it's what Master Coach has been said. It's not about being perfect or your perfection, but being perfect in the heart.
Yeah, sabi nga ni Coach A, take action. Really take action and move forward. Yun yung importante. Okay, let's play the next clip.
I was sitting and I was talking to a coach, and I said, actually, I said 10. I said, wow, 10 years from now, we're going to look back at this time and see such a transcended world. How
Mm.
we even hygiene differently. Like everything is going to transform into the world that, to me, God is going to be pleased of, right? Because sometimes we can just be hard headed. Our ears
Yeah.
can be shut where we truly can't hear, and God has to intervene. I finally connected with divine intervention. You know that word that we use.
Yeah.
Oh, I will only change if divine intervention. Well, divine intervention has happened, and 10 years
Yeah.
from now or 5 years from now, we will be able to look back and say, had that COVID-19 virus not happened, my life probably wouldn't even be here today, because it is making you take charge of your life. It is making you to take charge of your family. Those who have been praying for rest, those who have been praying for an exit of their job, even though there may be a temporary struggle, those who have been praying to unify with their families and their friends and just have a moment of peace in their life, your prayers are being answered. And that's what I'm getting. It's like, don't look at it. Yes, my heart goes out to the families who truly have lost loved ones in the midst of this. I really call them our beautiful sacrifices in this moment. And sacrifices are true. They're true. And we are all sacrifices when we leave this earth. So all of our sacrifices, I'm so grateful to them, and my heart goes out to their families. And I want to say that. But those of you who are still here on this earth, 5 years from now, make it so significant. So 5 years from now, when you look back, you say, it was because of that that my life is here now. It's because of that I have gotten off of drugs. It's because of that that I now treat people better with respect and love and compassion. It's because of that that I'm taking my business serious now. It's because of that. What is your because of that? What is it going to be for you? And that's how we need to look at it 5 years from now.
Beautiful, diba? Yung question lang is how would you look at it, this situation, and how you've been responding 5 to 10 years from now.
That'll be the biggest.
Yeah. How will you look back after 10 years? So I think I remember the question of Coach Ader. Who are you becoming?
Yeah.
Yung favorite question niya.
Balik natin yun. 10 years from now, sabi ni Coach A, 10 years from now, how will you look back
to
today? Yan. Yun talaga, I think that's a defining moment for us to pause. We still have an opportunity to pause and take a look at who are we becoming in the process.
Yeah, and really taking charge of our life. Kasi may life ba talaga? Baka naman kasi, alam mo yung nabubuhay ka lang, pero wala talagang life.
Okay, it's beautiful. Okay, next clip, please.
This is the time where you do something different. This is the time where you have to put aside the hierarchy. I get it. I get it. I get that we need to have the power, but there's so much power in the essence of the heart. When people can connect with you, when people can connect with you and feel safe, when people can connect with you and feel that you truly have their best interests at heart. I had a conversation the other day where I talked about the authority. And I stated, my 6 and 7 figure friends, they tell me all the time, Lakendra, we would never allow you into the club. We would never, because you will come in here and disrupt everything. And so it's the disruption of the heart that needs to happen to our highest leaders, right? It's time for you to connect truly off of the podium and into the community, into your family. If they would just even pick up the phone and have regular conversations with their cousins, just people who are close to them, to hear the struggle that is truly happening off of a platform that off of a platform of authority, off of a platform of power, and just in a regular human nature, human connection of the heart. It's something that you would have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
It was something that our leaders would have to sacrifice to feel that they're not losing power. Because I get it. I get it that you need to be looked at as authority, but you still can be looked at as authority with an humble and compassionate and a heart of love. Because right now, we're tired. We're tired. We're tired of being taken advantage of. We're tired of being not heard. We're tired of our needs not being met. Those who are truly working hard and our needs are still not being met, we're tired. So we need our leaders to hear our hearts and just to comprehend with us. And that's the reason why, that's what's so beautiful about Master Coach A and myself, is that it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not too big where I can't talk to our tribe. She's not too big where she can't talk to the tribe. And we have a pretty big tribe, right? Where we can be an authority, where we say, no, you need to call my secretary to make an appointment with me. Oh, no, don't email me, go through this channel. We're not in a headspace like that. And I think we both keep each other humble, right? She checked me, I check her. Like, that's not how we're going to do that. This is how we're going to handle this. And I just think that right now, our nation's leaders and our leaders, that if we just went down, from the highest to the lowest, right now, all the country needs, all of your followers need, is your authentic heart.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. And I can't say it, and that's me saying it really nicely, because my brain is going 1,000 miles per hour to make sure that I don't say the wrong thing. We just need your heart. We need for you to be present with the people. We need for you to disconnect from power and reconnect with the love in the embrace of the heart, because power doesn't serve in the heart, it's in the mind. So we just want our leaders just to disconnect and reconnect. So everyone needs can be truly met in this time of crisis.
So the heart of authority,
Oh,
yun yung highlight ko. It's more of disconnect from your power and reconnect to your heart. Yun yung highlight ko ni Master Coach.
medyo mahirap nga, no?
Disconnect to your
Uh,
power and reconnect to your heart.
and be a little bit vulnerable and authentic. Pero yun nga, at the end of the day, it's really the intention is more of the person in me, not you. Kumbaga, really being authentic, being there, and listening what the person needs, not what your needs are. And I think yun na interchange it. Most often, it's my need, it's always me. It's never about the person. That's why there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
Really having an understanding and really being on the same page that you're there to help and support that person. Okay, let's play the next clip.
There's always something to take away from
Yeah.
any situation, whether it's a good or a bad, right? So I'm going to claim right now that this outcome, like I said before, it's going to bridge so many gaps. So many
Yeah.
gaps. It's going to heal so many cracks, you know. Everything is going to be made whole by the end of all of this. And that's what I'm claiming.
Yay. Making everyone heal and whole. That's really the big message that is being shared there. And, at the end of the day, as everything happens, people will just continue and will be a better version of themselves.
Yeah. Healing of the cracks.
Healing of the cracks, yung ano niya, no? Na lahat naman meron tayo, all of us has certain cracks, but at the end of the day, as we journey, because of this situation, it continuously heals and it strengthens. Beautiful. Next clip, please. All the certified life coaches from the tribe.
Final message is that as we continue to journey through the uncertainty of COVID-19,
Yep.
I want you have I not have, but I want you to find what you are certain about, right?
Yeah.
Because one
Mm.
thing I will say is in my coaching sessions, I tell everybody, and I want everybody to take this away. Out of 100% of life, 10% of life we have no control over. COVID
Mm.
19 is the 10% of this life. The deaths that are happening in COVID 19, we have no control over. But 90% of this life, we still can be very certain of. We have total control of our mind, we have total control of our heart and our actions and how we continue to journey through this process.
Yeah.
And what I want you to choose in your 90% is to go through the healing that you need to go through the strengthening of the mind, the strengthening of the heart that you need to go through your stages of forgiveness during this time, because that's the
Yeah.
stuff that you have control over, right? To
Yep.
truly get centered with your heart. And if you can just right now just take the time, and I do this in every session that I do, if you can just take the time right now just to close your eyes and to take your right hand, if you can just place it over your heart, take your left hand, and if you can just squeeze and connect with the heartbeat and have gratitude for that. Have gratitude for still being alive, or have gratitude for still being healthy, have gratitude for still being able to make the choice of gaining control over everything in your life, the 90%. and to know that you're so worthy, and to know that you're so special, and that the world needs your voice right now. Even if the world is only in your household, it's good enough. And just know that you are very special. Your heartbeat is beating for a purpose, and you stay connected with that. And that's what I leave. That's what I
Wow.
leave to the
Wow.
people.
Wow. What do you think about that?
10%. So we need 10% is what we cannot control, but the rest
We can
we
control.
can.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing about life coaching, because at the end of the day, once you really start realizing that, hey, everything that you do, you have control over. So your responses, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you act, and if you're able to get a grasp on that and maybe have an acceptance that that's how it is, I mean, life it will be so beautiful, less stressful, less heartaches, less headaches, and that's the beauty of what Coach Lakendra shared. Coach Dean.
Encapsulating the thoughts of Master Coach Kendra from the start of the video to the end, it really all boils down to change agent being leaders, rising up, having the authentic heart, using the right mindset, but your mindset should marry with your heart set for you to be able to lead, to be in authority, in influencing and helping people out there who are in fear of the COVID-19.
Yeah. So from the final message of Master Coach Lakendra, um, it's a very bold declaration and a call for everyone to stop all the pretensions and all of the things that you're doing for the longest time, that it's not helping your humanity. Because the pause that is currently given through COVID 19, she said that it is a prayer, it is an answer to the many prayers of the tired hearts. Yeah, it was, I mean, she highlighted that what happened, um, the pause that is currently happening right now is like more of an answer to the many prayers. Sabi nga ni Master Coach ay disruption of the heart of the leaders out of the platform of authority. So yun yung sinasabi, disconnection to the power and reconnect to
To
the
the
heart. Because the people are tired and they need to be listened to. Isa sa hinaylight niya is that you go back to like the authority going back to listen to their families, to their core groups, kung ano ba talaga yung nangyayari. So, thank you, Master Coach Lakendra, for bringing that very important message that you have a story to tell, and it's time to tell about that story because you'll never know that it is a hope to others who are listening. Thank you as well for the boldness of the hearts. Yung binibreathe mo ngayon is really to take charge and posture of leadership that gives.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of what we're doing right now for Who of the Hour, and we're highlighting
Mm.
and giving some insights, really the real stories of giving, so that we can give light to the people that are also undergoing the same situation.
Yes.
So that's yeah, just Coach Candy said, disruption of the heart to connect truly. And thank you very much. We hope that you're able to get some highlights and insights of our conversation today. Um, Again, please share this video so other people can be blessed. And thank you for the Coach A coaching community. For those who's watching, if you're watching this through a shared feed, do follow or like the page Coach A coaching community to get more learnings and insights on how you can get the most out of the COVID-19 situation. Okay.
Yes. So thank you. Up next,
See you again later.
yes, in
for
a little while,
another,
we are Pastor
Timan
Coach
for another highlight
and
and
insights.
insights.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll talk to
Great
you again in a
evening.
moment. Bye bye.